All right, boys, we're back. So, the editing on this bad boy is gonna be weird because I'm in a rush for time here. So, I hadn't beaten the first Berserker Khazan pretty handily, and figured out the whole game. I figured that I'd do not a top 10, but a top advice on how to beat this game to a pulp, like a breeze. So, I'm gonna go with a couple of tips here. First tip: play the game, play the demo. Better scaling weapons are in the demo. So, if you take a look in the main game, the scaling weapons, there's always two stats, and you'll see one is scaling with a B rank, and one is scaling with a C rank. In the demo, those weapons are scaling with a B plus rank and a B rank. So, at the end of the game, I was still using my demo rare weapon, the blue ones. I was still using that because it was still by far the strongest weapon that I had by hundreds of attack power. So at the end, when you reach the epic tier loot, maybe it would like be possible to overcome a rare demo weapon attack power with all the buffs and the passives. But until then, it's don't even think about it. The demo weapons are the way to go. So do that. Then advice two: first run, play the dual wield. So at the end of the demo, you're gonna get a dual wield weapon when you beat the boss, and that is basically almost as strong a weapon as the broadsword that you get in the demo, but it's a dual wield, so it makes you attack faster. So it's gonna be as strong as a broadsword, but it's gonna be a dual wield weapon, which makes you so much quicker, so much deft, so much mobile on the battlefield. So the dual wield is the way to go in the first run, I would say. Then select the guard skill blowback. That's the tip number 3. Select the guard skill blowback. The guard skill blowback makes you damage the enemy when you do a perfect parry or a brink parry. Do that. It's insane. It's not on I don't know what makes it scale really, but at the beginning of the game, it takes care of one perfect parry of any critters like monkeys, like wolves, all of that. That almost kills them instantly. Just by blocking them. After that, tip number 4: upgrade the javelin. Max it out. Max out the javelin. This is insane. The javelin maxed out at the end of the game. I was chucking javelins to weak spots of elite enemies that were like waiting on the ceilings of locations to ambush me. I was chucking them a spear at their weak spot, and they would die in one hit. So I wouldn't even have to fight those fights. I would just destroy them by chucking a javelin at their weak spot. So the javelin is incredibly strong. Incredibly strong. And so also, if you're playing controller, javelin, do press the right trigger before pressing the left one to go into shooting mode, because you can crank it up, you can charge it, and but to charge it, you need to press the right trigger before the left trigger. If you just press the left trigger and then the right, it's not gonna work. Press the right and then the left, and then you wait, and it's gonna charge. So, charged up javelins in the weak spots of elite enemies would kill them. After that, tip number 5: focus your dual wield skills in potent blow Gale Tree and swift attack Whirlwind Tree, as well as the Phantom Sword Dance. That will give you an insane amount of damage and poise break, because the Gale will set them into an injured state, and then the more you attack, so the more you so you can chain up to 10 hits, and then if you regale them after that while they are injured, it's gonna consume spirit, one spirit, but it's gonna like just destroy them. All of your accumulated hits while while they are injured buffs up your next gale. So you need to do that. That's crazy. It's a very, very good combo to get. After that, don't bother. Tip 6. Don't bother with reflections until you have the possibility to unlock Reflection Swift and Reflection Expert. So basically, until you can unlock the whole reflection tree, don't even bother. It's going to destroy you. The timings are too hard to master. It's you need to do it like it's not like a perfect brink parry where you can just block whenever an incoming attack is your way comes your way. You have to kind of press it ahead of the attack and synchronize it with the upcoming hit, which makes it very, very, very tricky to figure out. If you have the two skills that I mentioned, it brings that not at like not the same as a brink parry in terms of timing and mechanic, but it brings it that so much closer to it that it makes it viable because the reflection is, in my view, the best skill in the game. If you can master reflections instead of brink parry or brink dodges, you're just gonna crush the game. So because that's just poise break city. That's gonna just send your foes into poise break and expose them to a ton of damage and a finishing move. So that's massive. But until you can unlock the whole thing, don't even bother by it. Also, tip 7: do not dismantle gear for Lacrima. Wait until you get the blacksmith and then dismantle for mats for parts. Because the blacksmith is gonna be able to craft you sets of armor, and you want that. You want the ability to upgrade your armor because you're not gonna always scale at the speed that you're leveling up. Like you're not gonna find all the pieces of gear that you want for a certain set, so you will need to find recipes and craft new sets that matches your level. So wait for that. Wait, keep your mats, keep the loot that you find and dismantle it for mats and not lacrima. You're never gonna need lacrima very much. By the end of the game, if you do everything, every side quest, if you do everything, you're gonna be around level 145 by the end of the game. 145 is the threshold to have epic loot drop. So, I mean, that's the ticket right there. So by the end of playthrough 1, if you've done it right and done everything, you're gonna be dropping epic. So that's one tip. Tip number 8: do the Kaleido and Blacksmith Heirloom side quest as soon as you get them. The Kaleido is the quest that will let you augment gear at the lady next to the blacksmith. I forgot the name. But she can augment gear and she can change attributes. So basically, if there's, let's say, a weapon that you carried over from the demo that you want to grade up, that you want that level to increase, you need to consume stronger weapon and infuse them in your weaker weapon. And so that is super important to have your demo weapon to scale up with you with your leveling and be even better than just the base scaling that it does. You need that. You need the augment gear, and then the change attribute is so good. And my next tip is based on that. But the change attribute is lets you basically, depending on the rarity of gear, you have passives that you embed in your gear, weapons, rings, necklaces, and all armors. And so that can lead to extremely potent combination. So here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna give you my tips for the best attributes you can put on gear. So basically, at not the epic tier, but the one right under. So not the red tier, but the like um kind of purple, purple like purple pink gear. Those will let you have the maximum amount of attributes, which is 3. So here's what I'm gonna tell you for each type of um, equipable item. So for helmets, you need to focus on stamina recovery, damage increase, and stamina damage. For chest, you need stamina recovery, receive stamina decrease, damage decrease, and frontal damage, receive damage. For the gloves, you need damage increase, damage multiplier increase, and stamina damage. For the pants, you need received stamina damage decrease, received damage decrease, and stamina recovery. For the boots, you need frontal damage, received damage. So that's one thing. That's frontal damage, received damage. Um, you need damage multiplier increase, and you need received damage decrease. For the neck, you need received damage decrease, stamina recovery, and damage multiplier. For the ring, you need damage increase, stamina recovery, and dodge stamina cost. And that's it. That's it for the gear. So if you have that, it will let you pump so many attacks. You will recover your stamina so quick. You will really do some serious damage. Be very resilient from attacks. It's the best combo you can get because you can't get everything and anything. If you have a damage increase, you can't have another damage increase. You need to have either a flat out um you need to have a flat out, not a percentage. So it kind of really it makes it so that you need to choose one for each category, and these are, in my opinion, the best for you. So tip number 10: when you find all lore related to a mission and beat it, you get awarded points. You can invest at the bind in Khazan's memory. Prioritize damage multiplier, damage increase, and stamina damage. Tip number 11: start with the Phantom Cash Study and Yielding. So you're gonna unlock Phantoms, which gives you a passive, like a strong boost. Start with Cash Study and Yielding, then as soon as you have Adelaide, the Philanthropic, switch to her. And then once you get Wolferic the Resilient, switch to him. Uh, Adelaide gives you more health regen when you use basically a heal back item, and Wolferic gives you a flat out frontal damage percentage, an increased flat out damage percentage on frontal attack, which goes crazy with all the skills that we've put on our gear. That goes insane. That really shreds. And then final tip on hotkey bar: keep the lantern, one healing item, and a fire cleanse, a plague cleanse, and a chaos cleanse. That's it. You don't need more than that. There's a lot of stuff in the game that you can, like in any Souls likes, there's a lot of stuff that you're gonna encounter. They're really kind of meh. They're really kind of useless. But you're gonna be put ablaze. You're gonna be plagued, and you're gonna be going through a lot of chaos ailments. So those are 3 that you need to have on your hotbar. Otherwise, the rest is pretty, useless. So the lantern, healing item, and fire cleanse, plague cleanse, and chaos cleanse. The way to go. So boys, that's it. That's it. That's the tips that I got for you. And that's what got me through it. And we went through it pretty quickly. And I done the true ending. The true ending, it's unclear yet as to what you need to do to get the true ending. But I did all the side quests, found all the lore pieces, and then went to the boss. And when you were being asked by the lady in the last mission, you're gonna encounter a lady. When you're gonna be asked, what are you gonna do when you find Ozma, the bad guy? What are you gonna do? You need to say that you want to find the truth, and that will set you on a path to getting to the true ending, which is a 3-phase boss and not a 2-phase boss. So we did that, and if you follow all the guides that I put out for every stages, you will get. So yep, that's it, boys. All right, I'm going. Have a great one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.